Hello, squatters. Salutation. I hope everyone is super cool. Now that we have cooled off, I want us to look at something, about how Donald Trump became a president again. But before we go there, I want us to start with the comparison and also to look at the flops that the Democrats did that has actually caused them to actually have Donald Trump to win over them in the 2016 elections, and also recently now that he's a president again. Here's what I've observed, squatters. Donald Trump in 2016 became the president of the US, and the mistake that they made is the mistake that the ANC made, the RET forces actually within the ANC that made. I'm referring to Jacob Zuma and his faction, the RET forces, when they were still in the ANC. Remember, Jacob Zuma put Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma as a candidate to contest for presidential position versus or against Ramaphosa. Ramaphosa, you remember in the ANC there were two factions. There was a Jacob Zuma faction, which were the RET forces, and the Tumamina or the New Dawn. I can't really remember exactly what they used to call themselves. So actually what happened is that people were actually fed up with the kind of Gupta issue, and they were still traumatized politically. They wanted nothing to do with the Zuma associated kind of leadership. And so for Jacob Zuma to bet with Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, it was a political flop. Actually, that's what exactly caused him to lose to Cyril Ramaphosa. That's when Cyril Ramaphosa capitalized on that and won to become the president of the ANC and also the president of the country. They made a political flop. In politics, you can be smart, you can do everything strategic, but you miss one step and then off you go, you fall. So even when you look at Donald Trump in the 2016 elections, remember the Democrats, they took Hillary Clinton, the wife of Bill Clinton, who was actually impeached. I don't know in politics, because one day I mentioned that politicians, they don't just get married. It's actually an arranged marriage, because they don't marry outside their scope, outside the politics. They marry each other within politics so that they can play around and keep secrets from people and all of that. So I don't know what is going on with this thing of presidents wanting, they become presidents and they stay there. Remember, Bill Clinton was also impeached in 1999. But by the way, because of the war in Iraq and all of that, then he had to be to officially leave the office in the year 2000, on the 20th of January. So he realized that now he doesn't stand any other opportunity to become a president again, because he was actually impeached due to the scandals and everything, all those files that they pulled from 1991, by the way, because he became a president in 1993. Now, in 2016, they put his wife, Hillary Clinton, to be a presidential candidate. Whether we were going to beat behind the bushes, Bill Clinton is the one who influenced for his wife to be a presidential candidate in 2016. And as much as Bill Clinton had his own scandals and everything, people were not impressed. People, Americans were like, no, but you were a president and you messed up, now you want to put your wife. That's basically what happened. And he lost to Donald Trump. Donald Trump became a president, and he pushed. He did whatever he wanted to do, Mexican and American border, building a wall and all that, making America great again. Okay, fine. In 2020, people were a little bit skeptical. Americans were a little bit skeptical that Donald Trump, should he continue to be president and all of that. And now, what they did, they switched to Democrats, from Republican to Democrats, and elected, they voted for the Republican, and Joe Biden was the presidential candidate. Fine. Joe Biden was not really a bad president as such. The problem that started to actually deteriorate when he was actually going towards reaching his wrapping up his first term was the age and his health. These two things actually cost Joe Biden and the Republicans. I don't know, because you can see that this man is old and his health is not really good. But you want to push him, to force him into the second term. I mean, I don't know how politicians plan these things, but it was more like, and the saddest part was that, okay, now Donald Trump left the White House in 2020, and he realized that, okay, I made mistakes here and here and here and here, and now he strategized in a sense that he got Elon Musk to buy Twitter, to have Twitter, to buy Twitter full rights, 100%. It was actually orchestrated, because if you look at how it happened after, because Donald Trump, his account, Twitter account, was suspended, he couldn't really function. Twitter is the most powerful social media in the whole world. You can speak to anyone, anywhere, at any given time. If Donald Trump tweets now, I receive his tweets now. I can comment now. Unless if he blocks me or something. So Twitter is something that a lot of people take it for granted. By the way, social media is super powerful. It connects the whole continent, the whole planet. In fact, you can have the whole planet in the palm of your hand. So Donald Trump couldn't really function because his Twitter account was suspended, and there were politics there and there and all of that. And as much as we raise it in our country that we don't want the legal system to be infiltrated by politics, meaning that Donald Trump had some cases. Remember in 2021 or 22, somewhere there, he was attending court cases and saying fraud, tax fraud, whatever. They were bullying him, actually wanting him. It's like the ANC wanting to stop the MKP from participating in the IEC and to be taken off the ballot papers, to be deregistered, so that they clamp their wings and all of that. So by going to courts and claiming the intellectual property rights and all of that, that MK, it is their brand and all of that, was just a strategic move to want to stop Jacob Zuma from participating, since he made an announcement in 2023 that he is actually endorsing MKP. So what happened is that Donald Trump got Elon Musk to buy Twitter, which is X now. And they even changed the brand so that everybody forgets about Twitter and its brand and all that. So they own it 100%. And then from there, the first thing that Elon Musk did, and by the way, we need to accept that Elon Musk was very influential in having Donald Trump back at the White House. He was very influential. That is why even now you wouldn't understand really who is the president, because sometimes you would think Elon Musk is a co-president or something. Or you know he works in the same office as Donald Trump, but you won't understand what his position is. and to such an extent that even the Republicans, you don't get to see them making announcement on. Elon Musk is the closest person to Donald Trump. I'm gonna come to that. The risk part of having someone very close to you and running concurrently, in a sense that you are a president, he is also some sort of a president, an official president. I don't know what to call or which position to allocate for Elon Musk. So what happened is that the first thing they did was to reinstate his account, uplift the suspension of Donald Trump, and now Donald Trump started to function now, started to tweet, and people got him because that man is one of the most influential and powerful men in the whole world. Someone who says, I don't know Donald Trump, must really be crazy. I don't know. That's my view. So he started now to tweet. He started, nobody could stop him now from tweeting and communicating with the universe and all of that. Donald Trump is a charismatic someone like Jacob Zuma. So he started tweeting, he started doing all of that. And you would remember in the dialogues when he was facing Joe Biden. Joe Biden was struggling, I think, also the memory-wise, he was forgetful, he was losing concentration, and Donald Trump scored a lot of points there. You see there, scored a lot of points, and now, when the Democrats realized that this person that we put as a presidential candidate for the second term is not make sure, man, he won't make it. When they removed him, it was too late. It was too late, and these guys, these two chaps, Donald Trump and Elon Musk, were pushing hard, until Donald Trump won. It's very rare, by the way, that someone ascend into becoming president, they get to be removed, and they come back again and become president. It's very rare. It's very difficult. Anyway, if you look at us, South Africa, we have tried that. Jacob Zuma tried that, but he couldn't really succeed. And by the way, for the fact that they are saying Jacob Zuma and the MKP won the election and they were rigged, I don't believe in that. I'm sorry, I don't believe in it. There's no one who can start a political party within 6 months, you win the outright majority, no matter how influential you are. It's traumatic. It's politically traumatic. People are still traumatized. People are still trying to figure out what is MKP, who's there, who's the leader, who's the secretary general. You don't have constituency, nothing, and then you want to say you won because you have charisma, you're charismatic, and people love you. It doesn't work like that. I don't think MKP won those elections, but they could have at least been maybe up to 20% if maybe they really, if they were rigged, but it doesn't give them the outright majority. Provincially, yes, because in KZN they got something like 40 something percent. That's fine. We know that MKP is a tribal party. It's a party that belongs to, mostly Zulus. We know, we associate them, not to be tribalist, but I'm just saying that abantu abayilandelayo mostly amaZulu. We know. Check in Limpopo, check in other provinces, except where maybe in Gauteng and KZN, yes, they can dominate, but other provinces, MKP will not do really, really, really good. So now I'm coming to the risk now of Donald Trump having this chap next to him, spending time with him, and you don't sometimes understand who is the president. Donald Trump is old also. He's 78 years old. And by the way, when you get old, age catches up with you, in a sense that sometimes you might be forgetful, sometimes you might be a little bit lazy, relying on someone or on people to do certain things and delegating some of these tasks. The risk part of it is that Donald Trump will actually end up delegating his very own primary duties that he should be undertaking. And because he trusts Elon Musk will be doing everything, multitasking. To him, Elon Musk is a it's a begging for him. It's a, becoming a president, it's something, or working with the president, it's, that is the highest position on earth. So actually, Elon Musk there is cruising, and he's hoping, I bet on this, he's hoping that one day he will ascend into becoming a president. By the way, you will be surprised when you see Elon Musk on the next election campaigning to lead the Republican. Politics is easy. Politics is not all about, sorry, how long have you been in this and whatsoever, especially when you are a businessman. We have seen Bo Herman Mashaba forming Action SA and, getting sponsors and all of that. We have seen Gaten McKenzie switching from business to politics, and it's easy for them because when you are a business person, you have got a network of people who can sponsor you, who can give you funding and everything. And there, you've got money and also yourself to go to the IEC and give them that 600,000 to register a political party and all of that. But for an average person like us, it's very difficult to start a political party. An average person wouldn't really be able to start a political party, no matter how influential you are. You can be influential, but in politics, it's all about numbers and also the money. If you've got funding, a fat funding, look at people like Bo Musi Maimane. Musi Maimane has got a good funding. His party is funded and everything. And also the ATMs, Abu Vuyo Zungul and all of those people, they are well funded, but because they are not influential, they don't get votes. You get one seat in parliament, and with one seat anyway, you are just there for your stomach. I mean, you will vote to whoever promise to feed you and all of that. So for Donald Trump to have Elon Musk on his side, there's two possible things. It's either Donald Trump is grooming Elon Musk to become the US president on the next term. We are questioning now that, are the Democrats ready for that? Or they are still, slumbering, and I don't know. Are they still asleep? Because that game, Donald Trump knocked them out. And Donald Trump now will make sure that he does what he actually campaigned about. So there and there, he will try to be a good president as much as he can. What I don't like about Donald Trump is that he hates Africa. He doesn't like Africa, and he's a racist, openly so. So that's the first thing, grooming Elon Musk to become a president, or he just doesn't see it coming that Elon Musk might want to unseat him. But unseating Donald Trump is not really a strategic thing to do, because it means now there's going to be divisions, the relationship will be sour now and all of that. Because remember, if just like Trevor Noah has been quiet because he's still traumatized there, and if ever he talks that crap that he used to talk when Donald Trump was not president, Trevor Noah used to be invited at the White House. He used to talk a lot of crap with about Donald Trump, how useless he is and all of that. But now, because he's president now, he can take further steps. Simple. He can deport him. He can take him back to South Africa with all his belongings, his bags and everything, luggages. So Trevor Noah, I hear people on the social media saying, why Trevor Noah is quiet? I mean, you will be quiet, Joe. You have invested in that country. That country made you the person you are. You are pushing the daily show for 7 years, and it made him very, very rich, by the way. He has got assets there in America. So it's not easy anyway. People are looking at you need to weigh options in life. So we can laugh at Trevor Noah. He becomes a joke now, but he is safe, by the way. He'd rather be quiet and enjoy his money that he made for the past years when he was there and all of that. So it's fair enough. So at the same time, if Elon Musk, his lifespan in America, because he's there, he's now with the Republicans and he's pushing with Donald Trump and he's grooming his son, by the way. You know what I like about mostly white people. They groom their kids, at a very tender age. That's the most important thing that us as Black South Africans, as parents, we need to do. When you've got a child, a boy child, take that boy to your businesses and show him how things are. An idle mind is a devil's playground. I think these kids sometimes, they get to be naughty because they've got nothing to do. And when you are a child, you need something to be busy with. And if you can't find anything to be busy with, you end up becoming naughty and breaking classes in the house and all of that. Then we blame them. But look at Elon Musk, what he's actually doing. I think there we can learn 1 or 2 or 3 lessons there about what exactly he's doing. That is the most important thing. Another thing is that, okay, if Donald Trump's term ends, Elon Musk contests to become a president, you know what's going to happen? Elon Musk in this term, and you can see how motivated that gentleman is. On this term, he will make sure that he plays an important role. Elon Musk, when he looks at himself, he's seeing Barack Obama. He wants to be a mini Barack Obama and all of that, to be trusted by Americans, that he can take them forward. Here's the flop with Elon Musk. You leave your country, you go to another country, you want to be a good Samaritan, you want to be seen as a saint in a foreign country, by the way, but your country, your very own country, is suffering. That's where I don't really understand what's wrong with the gentleman. But at the same time, opportunities, when an opportunity presents itself, because we can't be saying Elon Musk stands a chance to become a president in South Africa. I mean, our history tells it all that he can't. From which party? Even if you form a party, you are white, you've got money, you can buy takeaways for the whole squatter camp people to eat. They will eat and still vote for MKP because they believe. We are running this identity politics, that MKP aye to lena siyayazi ubaba siyamazi umsholozi siyamvote, or ANC yakugogo bethu is for our grandfathers, our great grandfathers. Then we want to vote for this party. They won't vote for DA because they can't relate with the DA. It doesn't resonate to black people. That is why at some point Democratic Alliance had to rent black people like Abu Musi Maimani, Solimsima, Lindiwe Mazibuku, Madikizela, to make it, to dilute it more like, but they really meant business, and they still mean business by now, to say this is a white party, we don't want black people here, and we don't want black people to act like they are superior here. They will never outshine us, because you can remember Herman Mashaba, when he was still a mayor there, they wanted him to do certain things that he didn't really agree with them. They ended up calling him an EFF mayor and all of that. That's just jealousy, that he must deliver the service to white-owned areas, not to black people in townships and all. And he didn't agree with it, which is fair enough, by the way. So this whole thing of Donald Trump ascending into becoming a president again has proven that, politics is something that's just unpredictable. And at the same time, Democrats were too relaxed. They were too comfortable. If you look at Democrats is actually the ANC of America, that people mostly can relate with, and they think, because Barack Obama is there and is an African, those times when Barack Obama became a president, and African Americans now, it revived their hopes. It ignited, their hopes to say, but it means things will change and everything. Politically, nothing will change people. There's no politics that can change people's lives. Whether you are in America or whether you're in Africa, Africa is worse because the Africans are the poorest people, despite the fact that Africa is rich on its own with minerals and energy, everything, but Africans are the poorest because their leaders, they sell their people for 30 pieces of silver. They look at self-enrichment. They don't protect the minerals. As long as they benefit, they can buy Rolls Royce and everything. You know, you look at many of them, by the way, many of them. I don't understand this thing of the Zamazamas digging for the minerals in their country and being called illegal miners. I'm still going to make an episode by that to stretch it further. You are an African, you dig in your own country, they call you an illegal miner. But an Anglo-American or maybe another company from overseas there, they've got a license. License is a paper that's being given because they buy these licenses from Minister of Minerals and Energy and whatsoever, Abu Gwede Mantashe. They buy these licenses for them because Abu Gwede Mantashe, they are ministers, but they've got a price tag. So they give him maybe 5 million. They know that they're going to dig gold, they're going to get something like 5 billion. Then 5 million versus 5 billion, it makes sense. And you look at an individual, buying an individual is very cheap because Abu Nomvula Mukonyani were receiving bribe packs and everything from Abu Kevin Watson. And then also Gwede Mantashe getting CCTVs installed in his house at Boxback and all of those things. So it shows how cheap our politicians are. You know, the Guptas used to feed ministers with a plate of curry, which Malema actually, you know, disputed and say, I'm not going to fall into this trap. And now he started to become enemy with Jacob Zuma, and the war started. Zuma must fall and all of that. So I don't know. There's two possible things there. Donald Trump might be grooming Elon Musk to become a president on the next term. Or if Donald Trump or the Republicans lose elections in the next coming elections, they lose to the Democrats, Elon Musk might have to relocate back to South Africa. I don't know, squatters. That's my honest opinion. That's my view. Let's keep engaging. Thank you for watching my content, and let's continue engaging. Please subscribe, people, because it's for free. You don't pay to subscribe, and click that notification bell. When I drop the content, you happen to be the first one to get it. Thank you, squatters.